Hello, my name is Enzo.
Hi, I'm Isabel.
And we're in lovely Hudson once again. We just can't get enough of this place.
For sure.
And today we're interviewing Joanna McDonald. It's going to be a fun interview because I love people that have these extraordinary abilities, you could say. And we have a pile of interesting questions for them.
Yes. And we have pets. Maybe Gunner, the dog, will get in the photo at some point or in the shoot.
Yes.
Or the cat.
Very possible. So, hope you enjoyed. Have fun. We'll see you soon.
Enjoy. That sounds amazing, and I imagine that all sorts of people will be watching this, and there will be some who have already experienced some level of energy management and will be sold right away and know what you're talking about. And I'm just curious if you can say more about how does something like changing colors that we wear, or in a space, or removing an object or adding an object in space, how is it that how does that work? How does it actually create an impact like that in the case of this client who actually was able to attract her soulmate or her partner?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with focus, awareness, and your sense of self, and how much personal growth you want to put into your project. A lot of people say, oh, feng shui, whatever, it's moving furniture around and blah, blah, blah. It's actually consciously creating your life, and the furniture has a little bit to do with it, and the color has a little bit to do, but it's more of the thoughts that we're putting out. Mm-hmm. So, of course, when we place, furniture and create colors and put plants in, yes, we get a certain energy flow that will enhance, but ultimately it's got to come from within, and you have to make the decision somewhere inside that, this is really the focus that I want to put out to the world, and really getting rid of sort of that mind clutter that sort of hounds all of us on a daily basis. We really live in a world, it's an epidemic actually, of rushing. We're rushing here, we're rushing there, we're zipping off all over the place, and what I think I would like to bring more of to the world is really a sense of slowing down and appreciating that moment that you're living in right now, today, and to surround yourself with people and things that really make you happy. There's no point in being in a job that you can't stand. There's no point in living on a in a home that just, if you're draining your energy every single day with the wrong partner, or, a couch that has 3 legs and you're always sitting on a side, like anything that drains your energy, of course we all have challenges. I'm not saying it's not a perfect world, but we also want to maximize where we are, right? And surround ourselves with things that boost us.
We talk about air leakages in the home, right? It's now it's fall, it's going to be cold soon, but there are energy leakages too, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. We take care of a lot of the external stuff. People are like, okay, take care of your shingles, take care of your windows, which are very important, clearly. Right. But, take care of your clothes, which are also very important. But we really need to, go forward on that frontier of self-exploration inside. And I think our world would be better. And this is part of one of my missions, is to be a peace, advocate, somebody who really brings peace to the world. And we're missing that sacred sense of self inside. Somewhere along the way, we've lost it in our society. And what I try to help my clients do is get back to that sacred spot inside where they can really be at peace. So when they go out into the world, they're living peace, they are at peace. Mm-hmm. And then our world will change. Right now we're all kind of fighting and conflicting and arguing and stuff with some of us are, with each other. And I think when we put a lot of emphasis on being peaceful inside, then we'll have a very peaceful world outside.
There was something you said a while back, I hope you don't mind me going back.
Of course.
There was a little star that sort of lit up, and I want to go back to it. You called yourself a medical intuitive. Mm-hmm. Please tell us what it is, what you mean by it.
Sure.
What kind of service you provide.
Okay. So basically what medical intuition is looking at the physical body, the spiritual body, and the emotional body. And what I like to call it is connecting the dots between all three. Oftentimes the physical body is crying out in pain, and we are living in our heads and we're going in another direction and we are not paying attention. Oftentimes the spirit will want something and the body's going a completely different way and the emotions are crying out to be heard, and you're kind of like all over the map. So what I try to do is I look at the body system. Like for example, Enzo, if I was looking at you today, I would take a look at your energy system, and I would see if, with my intuition eyes, I would be able to see if there's any energy leakages in your body, if there's any, let's say, emotions that are stuck in the cells. I can see all of these things. I can see right through you. And see what your body, the messages are, what I can download from you. I'm not explaining it very well. And then bring to your conscious mind so that you can really interpret that, with your own understanding and your own, perhaps you grew up in, your childhood memories and things like that, where you can make sense of your own experiences, let's say. And then hopefully when we've completed a session, that the body, the mind, and the spirit will be in alignment. So this is really what happiness is, and joyful living is when all three of them are working in harmony together. And that only comes from, practice. It's like yoga or any kind of meditation that you're doing. You really have to practice on a daily basis to pay attention to these parts and make sure that they're all on the same path. And what I do is I help translate, I think, the messages that your body and your spirit and your emotions are bringing forth for you to learn.
Excellent.
So I wanted to ask you about the space we are in today. We don't see everything really, but we were about 2 months ago. We were here for Leanne and Sharon Cohen had a day-long retreat, and actually I think I was here a year ago too when Leanne kind of launched her outdoor sanctuary, and it's just a breathtaking space. I think that if you haven't already seen shots, you will be, and so we'll be including them. And so I'm just curious, so for just to give a bit of context, there's the beach area. There are trails that go throughout the entire property with little nooks. There's a tree house. There's a pond, and there are these little signs that are hanging up on trees to remind people to be present, notice the magic around them. So it's a really impressive and huge project and a huge task undertaking I can imagine. And I'm just wondering, how do you go about co-designing and co-creating a space like this with a client, and we can use this as an example, this outdoor sanctuary?
Well, thank you for asking. That's an amazing compliment. Thank you. This property really lent itself very nicely. Leanne approached me with the idea of creating a soul sanctuary on her property for exactly what you just described. A beautiful space for her clients to come and be at peace, to meditate, to just be in the moment, and to be in a real sanctuary area. And I had just started, landscaping, I think, because I really wanted to get my hands into Mother Earth, and I was just getting into land energy healing. And she approached me with this project, and I was kind of like, okay, like I don't want to say like I don't really know where I was going, but I don't even think I knew where I was going. But getting back to those breadcrumbs that God leaves you, Leanne was really a catalyst, I would say, like an angel that came in and just said, okay, psst, I think you can do this. And I just kept following those breadcrumbs that God left me and working together with her vision and what we were able to create in this beautiful property. I listened to the land, I listened to the trees, I asked Mother Earth what she wanted to do, and it was a real co-creative effort between, all three of us, I guess. And I just took the beauty of Mother Nature, worked with her, and expanded that beauty with my own hands. I really listened a lot. We created a couple of vortexes. We created a female vortex on this side and a male vortex on that side, and I would be remiss if I said this was my inspiration. I think we were just downloading from spirit. Both Leanne and I were downloading what would really be appropriate. What did the land want? How did the Mother Earth want to be healed? There were so many elements to this land clearing and the landscaping and the flower beds and everything that went with it. It was a humongous project. It was a beautiful thing to see this year, everything come together, and Leanne's pond working again, and all of these elements sort of working in harmony. It was a real concert after we put it together, and it was really nothing short of a miracle.
Okay, and speaking of male and female vortex, can you tell us a bit more about how do you use this space and what does that really mean?
Sure. Well, it's a very spiritual space. It's a spiritual mecca, and I think what we did is we did a lot of land clearing and a lot of the spiritual aspect of things. We did, of course, you know, the regular mundane landscaping and the clearing and the path creations and things like that. But we invoked the spirit by, you know, clearing the land of the people and the pioneers. Let's say some of the natives came in from Oka and the people that had been here on that had inhabited the land before. We made a lot of peace with them. We created vortexes. Well, actually, we just acknowledged the vortexes that are on the property. The vortexes are the way Mother Earth breathes. So inhales and exhales. So basically we just enhanced those with an actual altar of sorts on both sides. And I think it's really up to Leanne's clients and the people that are here to learn at their own, you know, pace to really use the property in the best way they know how and want to. I mean, there's a gazillion ways. I mean, I think that you could possibly use this property and feel better when you're here. So we just left it up to Mother Nature to.
It's a beautiful
help with
job.
that.
It's really nice space. Feels good, you know.
Yeah,
And I feel the male energy there and the female energy here.
Yeah.
The minute you said it, I went, well, yeah, that's what it is. I didn't have an explanation for it. But
Even if you don't know anything about spirituality, just coming here, I mean, the palliative care is right down the road, and I think Leanne has encouraged them to come over. Even if you don't know anything about spirituality and you don't care to, or it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are, just being here in Mother Nature, allowing her to fill you up and to feel better, just even for half an hour, I mean, it's so good for everybody. And the more spiritual you are, well, of course, there's elements everywhere that you can really feed your spirit.
Aside from the skills we talked about, do you have any other personal projects that you want to share with us?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. Last year, our family launched a initiative called Rise Revolution.
Rise?
Rise. It stands for Real Individuals Succeeding Everywhere.
Excellent.
And the inspiration behind it came from my nephew, who unfortunately passed away. And out of the tragedy and the immense loss that came with that for our family, it was an inspiration to create a project to raise funds for children's charities across Canada. So we benefit. We have products, and when we sell them, the proceeds go to support children's sports, children's health, and children's nutrition. So we have 3 places that we donate money to.
Okay.
And I think what's going to happen is in the next couple of years we would like to expand that so we can really get a feeling, a movement going with the people you know, across Canada, so that they can really be empowered and feel really good within themselves, so everybody can rise and succeed.
Do you have a website for that yet?
We do. Well, I have a page on my website, joannamcdonald.ca. It's called Rise Revolution. Anybody can go. We have, it's actually a pay it forward kindness initiative. And what we specialize in is postcards and little feel good messages, so that people can put them on their mirror. They can mail them out. The postcards are mailable anywhere in Canada. And yeah, both French and English. And it's just to really pay it forward, and even buy them for yourself. You know, we don't have enough of that. People telling you you're beautiful, or you're telling yourself you're beautiful. And start basic and start paying it forward to whoever you can. And this is the way we're going to change the world.
I used to set a reminder on my phone every day, once a day, and it would say, "You are enough."
Yes.
You know, just, I mean, it's silly, but sometimes the positive is good to have as a reminder, because we do so much negative work. So why not just entertain yourself?
Well, words are so powerful, right? And this is what we've been talking about today, is all of that programming and stuff, and creating a sacred space for yourself. And this is yet another way to create another beautiful space and recognize the beautiful person you are.
Well, what I find really cool about this initiative is that the product that you're fundraising with is in itself, you know, you call it pay it forward, but it's all about kindness and spreading that kindness so that everyone's benefiting. The people who are benefiting directly from the charity, and those who are actually buying these cards and giving them out to, or keeping them. Or
Good initiative, And for yourself, do you have the website that people can reach you at?
Yes.
Do you prefer to give an email, or just
well, all of my
people to the
contact
website?
information is on my website. So if you visit joannamcdonald.ca, that's MCD, not MAC, MCD.ca, you can find my phone number, my email, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Yeah.
Great, thank
It's
you.
been wonderful listening to you, and I love the energy that surrounds you. And I occasionally get these little hiccups of joy and joyous
Thank
energy.
you so much
So
for having me. It's been
It's been a pleasure.
It's been inspiring.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Leaves you wanting more. You're
Yes.
wanting to know
So
more.
yeah, well,
I'm
maybe
honored.
we'll come back and check back in 6 months or a
I would
year and
love
see
that.
how
I would
how
love
things
that.
are progressing.
I would love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.